What if a seemingly ordinary meal led to the discovery of a long-buried truth? Could a single object unlock a past thought lost forever? Sarah Harrington was a name synonymous with power and wealth, yet those close to her understood the profound loneliness that trailed behind her. A widow in her 60s, she had built an empire spanning continents, but her billions couldn't replace her greatest loss: her daughter, Lily. 20 years prior, Lily had vanished from a sunny park in California, leaving Sarah with a void filled only with painful questions and sleepless nights. Despite countless searches and private investigators, Lily was never found. Over the years, Sarah learned to tuck away her grief behind the polished exterior of her public persona, though she never stopped searching. Every child she saw and every laugh she heard reminded her of the laughter she had lost. After years of fleeing California, a place that had become a symbol of her pain, Sarah felt an irresistible pull to return, as if her heart had unfinished business with her past. One afternoon, craving something simple and genuine, she drove around her new town and spotted a cozy diner with a bright red sign reading, "Sunnyside Eats." It was filled with families enjoying meals and the comforting hum of normal conversations. As Sarah entered, a bell chimed above the door, signaling her arrival. Choosing a corner booth for a view of the room and some privacy, she noticed a young waitress in her 20s, her slightly wrinkled but clean uniform complemented by a genuine yet tired smile. "Good afternoon, ma'am," the waitress greeted, holding a notepad and pen. "What can I get started for you?" Sarah looked up and felt an unexpected familiarity in the waitress's soft brown eyes. "Just coffee for now, thank you," Sarah replied. The waitress nodded and returned quickly. After the waitress served her coffee, Sarah caught sight of a delicate gold locket glinting under the diner's fluorescent lights. Intrigued, she gasped. "That's a beautiful locket." The waitress instinctively touched it. "Thank you, it's very special to me." "Where did you get it?" Sarah asked, curiosity piqued. "It was a birthday gift from my mom when I was little. I grew up in foster care, so it's the only thing I have of hers," the waitress replied. Sarah's heart raced at the mention of foster care. Could it be possible? As the waitress moved to tend to other customers, Sarah reached into her purse and pulled out a worn photograph she had kept for years. It was a faded image of Sarah and Lily on her daughter's 5th birthday, with Lily holding a tiny locket that looked identical to the one around the waitress's neck. When the waitress returned, Sarah had to speak. "I know this sounds strange, but could you sit for a moment?" The waitress looked hesitant but slid into the booth across from Sarah. "Is everything okay?" Sarah slid the photograph across the table. "Do you recognize this?" The waitress picked up the photo, her brow furrowing. "This little girl looks just like me," she whispered, her eyes widening as she glanced between the image and Sarah. "That's because it is you," Sarah replied, her voice breaking. "You're my daughter, my Lily." "No, that can't be. My name is Anna. I don't have a family," the waitress exclaimed, panic in her voice. Sarah reached out gently. "Anna was your nickname. I called you that when you were little." Anna sat frozen, her mind racing. "How can this be? My foster mom, my real parents abandoned me." "I never abandoned you," Sarah insisted. "You were taken from me. I've spent my whole life looking for you." Tears welled in Anna's eyes as she clutched the locket. "I don't know what to say." Sarah stood up, arms open. "You don't have to say anything, just let me hold you, my Lily." After a moment, Anna collapsed into Sarah's arms. "Mom," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Yes, my darling, it's me. I'm never letting you go again." What happens when two hearts torn apart by time try to reconnect amidst years of pain? Anna couldn't stop staring at Sarah, grappling with the reality before her. "I've wondered why I didn't have a family," Anna finally said. "I thought I was unwanted." "I never stopped looking for you," Sarah replied, shaking her head. "You were ripped from my life, and I couldn't understand why. I hired detectives and offered rewards, but it was as if you vanished." Anna recalled memories of playing in a garden and the scent of roses, overshadowed by years in the foster care system. I grew up thinking I was abandoned, she said quietly. The system wasn't kind. I learned to rely on myself. Hearing this broke Sarah's heart. If only I had known. You deserved so much more. Anna searched Sarah's face. Why now, after all these years? Sarah touched the locket around Anna's neck. This connected us, even while we were apart. It brought me here today. After a moment of silence, Anna asked, What about my dad? Where is he? Sorrow filled Sarah's expression. Your father passed away a few years after we lost you. He blamed himself. I wish I could have met him, Anna whispered. He loved you, Sarah answered. You were his whole world, just like you are mine. Anna hesitated, her hand trembling as she reached out to Sarah. I don't know how to feel, but I want to try. I want to know what it's like to have a mom. Sarah smiled, tears filling her eyes. And I want to be your mom again. Let me make up for lost time. Sarah insisted that Anna leave the diner with her. You're not staying here another day. I have a real home for you. Anna hesitated. I don't want charity or your money. I just want to belong somewhere. You belong with me, Sarah assured her. This isn't about money. It's about family. Let me give you the life you deserve. Reluctantly, Anna agreed. They drove to Sarah's sprawling estate, which was magnificent, with lush gardens and sparkling fountains radiating warmth. This is where I imagined you playing, Sarah said softly, her voice filled with hope. Every flower brings back memories of you. It's beautiful, Anna said, wiping away tears, but it doesn't feel like mine yet. It will, Sarah reassured her. Over the following weeks, they began to rebuild their relationship, sharing stories, laughter, and even tears. One day, Sarah showed Anna an old photo album filled with childhood memories. This was your favorite dress, she said, pointing to a picture of a little girl in a bright yellow sundress. Anna smiled faintly, memories flickering to life. I think I remember that. While adjusting to a life of luxury was challenging for Anna, Sarah continuously offered her support. You don't have to take care of yourself alone anymore, she said. Weeks went by, with Anna increasingly easing into her new life. Sitting together one afternoon, Anna finally asked, Why didn't you give up on me? With tears in her eyes, Sarah responded, A mother's love doesn't give up, doesn't fade, and doesn't forget. I always knew you were out there. Now that I've found you, I won't let you go again. With that, Anna leaned into Sarah's embrace, filled with gratitude and love for the first time in years. Thank you for never giving up on me. Sarah kissed her forehead. You're my miracle, Lily, my second chance. I'll spend the rest of my life making sure you know how loved you are. As mother and daughter settled into their next chapter, they understood that the years lost could never be regained, but the future was theirs to create. One filled with love and an unbreakable bond.